Coming up tonight on the news at 6.
It's super uplifting to finally be to the point where we're getting vaccines.
Helena healthcare workers on the front line of the pandemic received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Plus, Republicans set up a special GOP-led panel to respond should COVID-19 impact the 2021 legislature.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 6.
Good evening. Welcome to the News at 6. I'm Marian Davidson. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, COVID-19 vaccination has started in Helena. A small number of medical staff at St. Peter's Health got the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine earlier today. MTN's John Riley reports.
St. Peter's Health in the ICU was the first Helenan to receive a dose of the COVID-19 vaccine as part of the nationwide rollout. She was one of 10 critical staff members that received a dose Wednesday as a prep run before vaccination begins for hundreds of other frontline workers on Thursday. COVID floor nurse Amy Brown, who also got her shot, said being at the point of vaccine distribution is honestly a bit surreal, but a very welcome moment nonetheless.
It's super uplifting to finally be to the point where we're getting vaccines and to see people I work with getting vaccinated. And I feel super privileged that I get to be one of the first ones that gets the vaccine.
Other vaccine recipients included Ingrid and Jeff Radke. The couple have both been caring for some of the most critically ill patients during the pandemic. The Radkes said they honestly have their own concerns about the vaccine, but the benefits of protecting their community, neighbors, and patients far outweigh the risks.
We feel like it's the best way to keep ourselves, our families, our community, and our work environment safe. And we want to give ourselves and other people the best chance they can to get through this.
We definitely see the sickest in Helena, and so we kind of have a view of the virus as what it looks like when it's bad. And so it's nice to have that ray of hope that we can get past this.
More than 900 frontline workers at the hospital are part of the first wave of vaccinations. These initial doses are just the first step towards vaccination for those frontline workers. In 3 weeks, they'll need to receive their second dose in order to be fully vaccinated. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
Taking a look at the state's COVID-19 situation, a combination of state and locally reported data shows Montana's COVID-19 case total topped 75,000 today. Close to 9,000 of those are active cases. 880 Montanans have died as a result of complications with the virus. Now keep in mind, we are using numbers from local county health departments along with state figures because local county health departments may be alerted to cases before Montana DPHHS. And the Montana Department of Corrections reports a sixth inmate has died from COVID-19. The 60-year-old inmate died Friday at St. James Healthcare in Butte. According to the DOC, in total, 477 inmates have been infected by the virus since mid-October. Currently, there are no active cases at the state prison. States are beginning to roll out vaccination plans, but timing is still very much up in the air. Ashar Qureshi has the experts' take on vaccine priority lists.
For the last 9 months, the checkout lines have not slowed.
We took one day off. We took off Easter Sunday. We closed the store and said, everybody's got to take a break.
Thank you. Essential workers like grocery store staff have worked tirelessly during the pandemic to keep the shelves stocked and Americans fed, in many cases taking great risk themselves.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
John Whipperforth, who, despite taking every precaution, came down with the virus.
Took a little time off and a little more cautious afterwards, but I was cautious before. That was the real scary part.
In fact, researchers at Harvard University recently found that supermarket workers who had direct contact with customers were about 5 times more likely to contract COVID-19 than their colleagues who didn't interact with customers. It's one reason experts like Lori Post, director of the Buehler Center for Health Policy and an emergency medicine professor at Northwestern University, says essential workers following healthcare workers should be a priority.
They can't work remotely. They must show up to work. They need to be vaccinated. They're high up on the priority list.
Right now, across the country, frontline healthcare workers and long-term care facilities are at the top of the list. But Post says these groups, factory workers, correctional officers, inmates, and disproportionately affected black and brown communities, should be prioritized ahead of healthy adults. An exact timeline for when the general public could get vaccinated is tough to pin down. Additional emergency approvals could accelerate a potential summer rollout for healthy people. But even when the vaccine is readily available and a distribution plan is in place, it could be months more before restrictions are eased.
Best case scenario next summer, middle summer, end of the summer, that we're going to be able to have enough vaccines.
And for those who have worked hard to keep the economy going and Americans eating, they are still ready and waiting in line.
Most of us are looking forward to being vaccinated and being safe and being part of that group that's going to make everybody safe.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.
All right, well, Curtis is off for the rest of the week, but we do have meteorologist Grant Gartland here with your weather.
Well, good Wednesday evening, everyone. Yes, we are looking at a very windy next couple of days. Let's take a look at what we saw today. Well, our peak wind gusts in the capital, 22 miles an hour. Head on up to Great Falls, 31 and 36 miles an hour in Cut Bank. What about for the next couple of days? Well, guess what? We are going to be looking at winds really picking up this weekend, especially for the Great Falls area, 45 miles an hour plus for winds gusting Saturday as well as Sunday, picking up to 35 miles an hour in the capital on Sunday. What are we seeing though now? Not too shabby. 5-mile-per-hour winds in Helena, 16 in Great Falls, and 24 in Cut Bank. Our temperatures, 39 degrees in the capital and 36 in Great Falls as well as Havre. 35 though in Lewistown as well as Glasgow and Jordan. So it makes it feel like it's a little bit cooler out there. It makes it feel like it's 26 degrees in Great Falls, 35 in Helena, and freezing, 32 in Glasgow. Over the last 3 hours, we have been looking at just mostly cloudy skies making their way in.
Thanks, Grant. Today, the committee that recommends rules for the 2021 Montana legislature met to hammer out its plans for how the session will meet during the COVID-19 pandemic. Majority Republicans rejected all proposals from Democrats that would have required following public health guidelines during the session. Instead, Republicans on the Rules Committee voted to create a GOP-controlled leadership response panel that will have the power to react to any COVID-19 crises during the session. The session is scheduled to convene in person at the Capitol on January 4th. The panel can restrict access to the Capitol if necessary, but it cannot require lawmakers to get COVID-19 tests or vaccines. Earlier today, dozens of Montanans testified before the committee urging lawmakers not to meet in person in Helena or agree to wear masks and follow other public health guidelines. But on party line votes, Republicans rejected Democratic proposals to require masks in the Capitol, hold the session remotely, or delay it. Republican State Senator Jason Ellsworth of Hamilton said members will get sick and possibly die, but he said that could happen even if the legislature does not meet in Helena, and that it needs to get to work on the people's business. The rules endorsed today will be approved by the full legislature when it convenes next month. And there are 35 days to go until Inauguration Day, and President-elect Joe Biden is wasting no time making one more official cabinet choice. Biden made history today, choosing former mayor and Democrat rival Pete Buttigieg as transportation secretary. If confirmed, he'd be the nation's first openly gay cabinet member. And on Capitol Hill, a new stimulus deal to help struggling Americans appears to be making progress. The $900 billion bill could be signed into law by Friday.
We need to re-up the Paycheck Protection Program to save jobs. We need to continue to provide for laid-off Americans.
The stimulus package is encouraging. It looks like they're very, very close, and it looks like there's going to be direct cash payments.
While the president-elect calls the COVID-19 relief deal encouraging, he also referred to it as a down payment on what will be needed early next year. And it is 25 years to the day of the Montana Grizzlies' 1995 championship game against Marshall. Tonight at 10, we'll take a look at the rise of Grizz football in the early 90s and how the 1995 season set the stage for the program we know today. Make sure to check out montanasports.com/95@25 to relive the excitement of that season. And still ahead on the news at 6, a Carroll College student is awarded for outstanding community service. Her story coming up next.
From Montana's news leader, You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the news at 6. Remember being a college student, homework, exams? Well, as if that is not enough, one Carroll College student has gone above and beyond to help her community during the pandemic. And now, Haley James is being recognized for her service through Carroll Cares as the winner of Montana Campus Compact's Montana Student Volunteer Award. MTN's Alexia Guayo has the story.
Haley James is a junior biology major on the pre-med track at Carroll College. She is one of 12 recipients of the Montana Student Volunteer Award, an award celebrating volunteer efforts in local communities.
I love being able to serve my community, so any opportunity to do so, I'm just so happy to step into that.
One of her efforts is starting a nonprofit, Carroll Cares.
Carroll Cares is a program aimed at helping the elderly and immunosuppressed community in Helena, just getting groceries or other items they might need, especially when they don't feel comfortable going out in public and getting those items themselves.
MTN News introduced the organization when they began back in March at the beginning of the pandemic. Since then, Haley says they are averaging 3 trips a week to those needing items but cannot go outside due to the pandemic. Carroll Cares also partnered with a local grocery store to help with free deliveries to their customers.
I know everyone's just struggling through this, but anything we can do to just make it maybe just one little bit better is so good. And I just feel so blessed to be able to be a part of that.
Carroll Cares has over 30 student volunteers ready and equipped with masks and other precautions to help the Helena community. In Helena, I'm Alexi Guayo, MTN News.
If you want more information or would like to use Carroll Cares services, their contact information is posted on our website, ktvh.com. And when we come back, meteorologist Grant Gartland will have the full forecast for you right after the break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you have had a fantastic Wednesday. We are one day closer to Friday and one day closer to Christmas. Taking a look outside right now, well, folks are starting to make their way home. Looks very picturesque, especially with the snow out on the ground. Current temperatures, well, 39 degrees in the capital, 36 in Great Falls, a little bit cooler in Lewistown at 35, as well as out towards Glasgow and Jordan at 35 degrees. And we typically see these temperatures right around 31 degrees for this time of year. The record set back in 1942, though, when it was a warm and balmy, so to speak, 60 degrees. That was also the year that a bottle of Coke was right around 5 cents. Wish we could bring back those times, right? Sustained winds 5 miles an hour in Helena, not so bad there, but head on up to Great Falls, 16, and then even further up north to Cut Bank, Browning, and Hart Butte. Well, you're looking at 24-mile-per-hour winds. And the bigger picture was 36-mile-per-hour wind gusts today up towards Cut Bank, 31 in Great Falls, 22 in Helena, and 29 in Lewistown, and we'll continue to see these numbers as we go throughout the rest of the work weekend to the weekend. So what does it really feel like, though, right now? Well, it feels like it's 28 degrees in Lewistown, 26 in Great Falls, 22 in Cut Bank, and in the mid-30s for Helena. Over the last 3 hours, we've been tracking clouds that have been making their way over the central Montana area, and we're not really seeing these clouds lift much. So we have been looking at partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies over the last 3 hours. And taking a broader look, well, mostly sunny skies for our friends along the High Line from Havre to Glasgow, but clouds sticking around for the Rocky Mountain front. As we head into the next couple of hours into the overnight, we'll see clouds build into the area, looking at the chance for a few scattered flurries as we go throughout the morning, and we are looking at a 20% chance to see a flurry or two tomorrow for the capital. Other than that, we're going to be looking at clouds breaking apart for our friends on the High Line going into the Thursday night into Friday morning. Well, we are looking at clouds building into at least the western part of the state, and then they're going to try and make their way into the capital. We will start to see, though, a better chance for snow along the Rocky Mountain front. As far as our winds are concerned, that's going to be the main problem, right? As we go throughout the day tomorrow, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, in some places 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, that being up towards Cut Bank, and looking at generally 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts for Helena, as well as down towards Butte. As well as we look at the next 4-day wind gust tracker, we are looking at Saturday and Sunday being a very brief breezy day for us all. Looking at 35-mile-per-hour winds gusting in Helena and 45-mile-per-hour winds gusting in Great Falls for both Saturday and Sunday. How about our temperature trends? Remember, the average is right around 31 degrees. Well, we're looking at 49 degrees on Sunday. What about for Christmas? Well, we are unfortunately looking at temperatures, for some I want to say unfortunately, looking at temperatures staying well above the average for this time of year. This is 8 to 14 day outlook. Some folks though like that, while other ones want a white Christmas. I don't know if we're going to really be able to see that. Lows tonight, 31 degrees in Great Falls, 27 in Helena as well as Lewistown. As we go throughout our day, temperatures are going to be right around by 1 p.m. 42 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And we are expecting for, again, temperatures to warm up by Sunday to 49 degrees. That's when we have a system move in, bringing with it a 30% chance of a wintry mix.
All right, thanks for that, Grant. Coming up, it is a big day for future college athletes because it's National Signing Day, and we'll tell you about a future Grizz football player from the capital city.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the News at 6. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening. Well, today is a big day for future college athletes because it is officially National Signing Day. High school football players across the country signed their letters of intent to play in college, including a handful of players from right here in the Treasure State. Richie Melby introduces us to one future Montana Grizzly excited for the opportunity.
Barely a month ago, Zach Evans took to Twitter to announce his intentions of signing with the University of Montana football program, and on Wednesday, those intentions turned to commitment. Evans, Helena High's senior fullback and linebacker, signed his national letter of intent on Wednesday in the Bengals weight room, joining 18 other high school players in signing with Bobby Houck and the Grizz on National Signing Day.
Yeah, it feels good. Just get it all done with, and don't have to worry about anything now except just playing football and being ready for next year.
Evans, who's officially listed as an athlete on the UM Signing Day press release, was a first-team All-State selection at linebacker this fall and second-team from his fullback position. He was also second-team All-State as a junior last year. Evans, whose father Scott is the head coach at Helena High, posted back-to-back 100 tackle seasons and finished his prep career with 232 total tackles, 9 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, a pair of fumble recoveries, plus 2 blocked punts and an interception. He says he hopes his time with the Grizz brings even more improvements.
Just trying to go as big as I can and work as hard as I possibly can. Just try to get as fast and athletic as I can be and just try to be as good as I can for them.
Richie Melby, MTN Sports.
Find more from Evans and the other Montana athletes on National Signing Day over at montanasports.com. And I hope you're hungry because coming up next, we have a tasty story for you to close out the 6.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back to the News at 6. If you haven't figured out your dinner plans yet, or maybe you have eaten dinner but you're still hungry, pizza might be a good idea for more reason than one. First of all, pizza is delicious. You really can't go wrong with pizza. And second, when you get a takeout order or a delivery from Pizza Ranch in Helena tonight, they will donate 20% of the total to the Helena Food Share. This is all part of the Pizza Ranch's Community Impact Program.
This time of year, the more the merrier. Helena Food Share could definitely use the help. So as many people as want to help out as they can, that would be awesome. I mean, you get full, plus you get to give back. I mean, you don't have to cook dinner and you can help out a good cause.
That's right, get some pizza and give back. Doesn't get much better than that. And this is tonight only, and it is only at the Helena Pizza Ranch location. The donations only apply to pickup and delivery orders, not dine-in orders. And remember, you do have to mention that you would like to donate to the Helena Food Share. And you still have plenty of time to get in on this deal. The fundraiser will be going on tonight until 9 p.m. So if you haven't had dinner, go on over. If you have had dinner, you still want some leftover pizza, go for it. Pizza is always good cold, some of my favorite. And that does it for the News at 6. Make sure to join us back here at 10. We'll have that last part of our 95 at 25 series, plus another look at your weather and, of course, all of your local headlines. We'll see you at 10. Have a good evening.